On this week's show, Peloton says instructors remain at the core of their business and a new private groups and challenges feature teased.
Plus, Emma Lovewell's baby is born, a Labor Day sale on the Peloton Tread, Tread Plus, and apparel, and much, much more.
Welcome to Pelo Buddy TV, a show for the Peloton community by the Peloton community. Here are your hosts, Amanda Siegel and John Pruitt.
Welcome to episode 191 of Pelo Buddy TV, a show for the Peloton community by the Peloton community. I'm John Pruitt, joined, as always, by my co-host, Amanda Siegel. Hey, Amanda.
Hey, John. How you doing?
Good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
Good, enjoying this, another week of kind of very limited live classes. I've enjoyed a couple sprinklings of live content from PSNY, and it actually got me to do more strength. Because that was one of the only modalities from PSNY that they were doing live. So I enjoyed some rad classes.
Oh, good.
Yoga,
good for you. Yeah, I did a couple of the yoga lives, and then I did Adrian's I did Adrian's upper body, chest and arms on Monday.
Yeah, I did that 20-minute. I think it was a 20-minute one.
20-minute. It was rough. And then I did Maddie's. Maddie had a 30-minute glutes and legs on Wednesday evening, which was a ton of fun. It was lovely to have him back. He was in great spirits and happy to be back. So, I got to say. But yeah, definitely I didn't feel as pressurized as I usually do to get on the platform, but definitely getting back into it because last week was a disaster. So
it's funny. I have lingering milestones right now on rides, runs, walks, and strengths.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah. So I'm just kind of waiting for a good live class, to do that.
Get to do it on.
To choose them for. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've just been hanging on to them.
But just kind of getting through this crazy weather, and
it's hot.
Is it as hot? It's hot up where you guys are.
Michigan, yeah.
Michigan's hot.
It feels like Florida here right now.
Oh my goodness, and yeah, DC has been brutal, but all good, and always good to be back and back on here. So I guess, John, let's get on with it, folks. As you know, before we get started with the news, we always like to remind you how you can keep up to date with all of our content across all of our platforms. Every episode is released on our YouTube channel. Just hit the subscribe button at the bottom in right-hand side of the video and hit the notify button so that you never miss an episode.
Yes, and you can listen to us if you're on the go. We're on all podcast channels. Just search Pelo Buddy TV. Leave us 5-star reviews, please. We like to get that rating bumped up, get it nice and juicy. So please keep those coming. And also, we do really appreciate the feedback, too, on ways we can add and improve the show. So we do really value that from you.
Absolutely. And of course, folks, we are on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, X. Just search for Pelo Buddy and follow us on those platforms for all of the latest news. And now let's get on with the show.
First, let's do a rundown of the latest Pelo news.
All right. Well, as we had announced just recently, Peloton has now announced that the All for One Music Festival will take place right around the corner next month, September 26th through the 30th. We had previously had mentioned that DJ John Michael had confirmed, I think in an Instagram story, that the All for One Music Festival would be returning, but he didn't give any additional information. But Peloton's announcement teased the best in fitness meets your favorite artists all in 1 week. We don't know the lineup yet of artists that will be a part of it, as Peloton hasn't shared that yet. I'm sure that's coming. So we will obviously pass that along as soon as we have it. But the All for One Music Festival, if for anyone that's not familiar with it, it's essentially one weekend where the majority of the classes are all artist series classes. So it's just a smorgasbord of just all these different artists and just a lot of different ones, maybe ones you haven't heard of or that might seem obscure to you. But Peloton promotes it as a music festival while you're working out. So I would expect 20 plus different artists to be featured as part of the series. each artist having one or more featured class. We have a list on pelobuddy.com from the previous year, from 2023, if you want to get an idea of what to expect from last year's lineup. So typically the majority of instructors are involved in the All for One Festival. Even if every coach isn't teaching live that weekend, most would at least record an on-demand class that'll be released at some point over those few days. So classes for in-studio booking for the weekend of September 26th to the 30th were supposed to be open for booking last Thursday, a little over a week ago, but no classes appeared, as folks were speculating this was due to the studio closure taking place, or if it could be a special event like this one. So we do expect members to be in the studio for a lot of these classes, but Peloton has not yet shared which of those classes will be released to book.
Yeah, I'm
for
thinking,
members
John,
to be in the studio.
I'm thinking too that we're recording a little early this week, so from what we're gathering, it's probably going to be a drop that happened on Thursday.
This past Thursday, a few days ago.
Yeah. So unfortunately, folks, we're coming to you with the news, recording a couple days before we go live on the show. So that's kind of but Chris will have it all up there, so you'll be able to pick it all up. But my guess is that Thursday those classes dropped. And interestingly enough, John, this is last year they did not have members in the studio for All for One. Am I mistaken? I don't think they recall. Did.
No.
Yeah, I don't believe that they did. So that was a little unusual for this year. That members will actually be live for these for these classes. So it's always a fun weekend, and I'm sure they'll do a lot of fun things that weekend.
Are you hoping to get in to a few? Are you going to be there that weekend?
No, I'm going to be in the weekend before. I'm going to be in my birthday weekend, the weekend before. So I don't think that I can swing going back the following week as well. Yeah, back to back. The same, I'm missing the Lululemon weekend, the weekend before that, because it's actually Parents' Weekend in Miami. So I won't be there for that either.
You can't miss that.
It will be. Can't miss my senior year of Parents' Weekend. Absolutely not.
I know it's opening. So, football is back this weekend fully. I'm very excited.
UF versus
the home
Miami
opener of
this
Michigan
weekend.
football is a night game, so that's kind of cool.
Oh,
at Michigan
and
State,
Miami
they don't have many night games.
UF, so it's going to be it'll be an interesting game. We digress.
Yes.
But I did want to add that in, that I think that we wanted to just apologize that we recorded earlier than schedules coming out. But Chris will have it all up there online, so make sure that you head over to pelobuddy.com to pick up all that information.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Chris mentioned that this week we would share with you some of the tidbits from earnings call last week. One of the things that was mentioned is that Peloton are saying that the instructors remain at the core of the business, which was really interesting and welcomed to hear that they do put that much into the value of the instructors, at the core of this business. They shared that while they are confident about their new software-driven experiences and are excited as they are to innovate on software, it's the instructor-led content that is the core, of the business. Yeah. They said that looking ahead, they will continue to use the extensive expertise of the instructors in new ways, whilst complementing the team with guests and potentially new instructors. So that's something that everybody should definitely look out for. Two recent examples, though, of this guest instructor strategy was the return of accomplished fitness coach Irene Keimer, who kind of came back after a hiatus, after having her son and taking some time off, as well as Christian van der Velde, the professional cyclist. They said that there is no doubt that the connection and authenticity that the instructors bring to the members is a significant part of their competitive differentiation today. They went on to say that they will continue to work side by side with these incredible athletes to continue to evolve the content offerings and serve the members in new and innovative ways. So was really an interesting little bit that we got out of that earnings call, that they do value, we certainly feel that. We feel this connection to the instructors, and I guess they're recognizing that the member feedback in that they are a vital part of being on the platform for us.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely the bread and butter of the company. So
For sure.
Well, another takeaway from that earnings call is that we can expect a new Peloton CEO within the next 3 months or so. So a couple little excerpts taken from that, from the call. They said the CEO search is well underway. We've had no shortage of interest, and we've been working through an impressive group of qualified candidates with the help of a leading executive search firm. Our list of candidates is narrowing. Later on, they added, and I should probably underpromise here, but I'm excited to say that I do believe you will be speaking to and hearing from the new CEO of Peloton on this call next quarter. So stay tuned.
Very interesting. Curious to see who that is and where they found that person. So definitely waiting with some bated breath there.
Yeah.
Well, the interim CEO, Chris Bruzzo, had recently hinted again that at some upcoming social features. So again, from the earnings call, we got this. This is including private groups and challenges. So these features aim to enhance member engagement through community-driven motivation. The new feature, potentially called Peloton Teams, will allow members to create private or public teams, track each other's progress, and participate in challenges with private leaderboards. So this seems to have been a highly requested feature and is expected to boost member retention and organic growth for Peloton. It is important to note, folks, that whilst it has not yet been confirmed how this will work, a possible scenario based on what members have been requesting for years is where one can imagine a Peloton Teams feature where you can create teams for you and your friends with the ability to make the teams either private or public. If the team is private, then you can invite friends directly to the team or send them an invite to join. If a team is made public, there would likely be a new section in the Peloton app where you can browse and search for teams to join. Then within a Peloton team, you could have an ability to create challenges. People who have joined the team would have the option to opt in and compete in these challenges, which would likely have a private leaderboard to track progress throughout the challenge. Whoever created the challenge could have the ability to define what exactly the challenge would be. These new challenges could be for team goals, like trying to cycle a certain number of miles within a certain period of time as a team effort, or just for traditional challenges where you're competing directly against your teammates in a competition format. If Peloton is trying to make the feature more interactive, we assume that you might also see the ability to have interim weekly leaderboards as you progress through the challenges. So this would be extra motivation to not only try to win the overall challenge, but win each week as well. Peloton has had the ability for subgroups of members to have custom challenges. However, this has been restricted to corporate wellness clients. So those only through the corporate wellness program have had the ability to do this up until now. Their companies can have challenges just for their employees. This new feature would be taking some of those ideas and bringing it to the entire Peloton community. At this point, we are still not sure when these new private groups and challenges features will launch, only that it is on the way. And we will be sure to share updates and details on this new feature once it officially launches.
Very cool.
Something fun and exciting to look out for. I think that, a lot of people have been saying that is something that they would love, especially as, they've kind of found themselves in these certain, mileage maniacs groups or, row groups or certain, specific challenge type formatted groups.
I think it'd be kind of cool if you could organize a private ride. You invite specific people for a specific time, and then it's just your group of invited members on the leaderboard all at the same time. Kind of fun.
Yeah, definitely. Look out for that.
Well, as anticipated, back when the feature was first announced, Peloton has unveiled a new filter to easily locate pace target classes on the Tread and Tread Plus. So initially introduced back in June, pace targets allows runners to stay within personalized speed ranges during classes, helping them achieve specific workout goals more efficiently. So rather than cueing a specific speed, the instructor indicates an effort level. Those effort levels are automatically mapped out and displayed to speed ranges on the tread based on the difficulty level selected by the member. So the feature was quickly embraced by the Peloton community, yet members had to rely solely on the pace target collection to find these relevant classes, or simply scroll the library and look for that small pace targets icon in the little thumbnail picture until now. So just another nice, easy way to find them in the library.
And again, I'm sure that's just them listening to members asking for features that they ultimately probably throw out there once the requests come in, is my assumption.
This week at Peloton, Peloton had shared which featured classes you can look forward to during the week of August 26th through September 1st via their weekly This Week at Peloton Instagram post. So first up, as we just mentioned, you can expect to see pace target classes coming to your Peloton Tread and Tread Plus. As we did not mention, we were mentioning the filter with regards to pace target classes, but now you can expect new pace target classes coming to the Tread very soon. They didn't post exact class details on Instagram, such as, walk versus run or class duration, music genre, etc. But they said that their new pace target classes with Jocelyn Thompson-Rule, Marcel Dinkins, Bex Gentry, Robin Arzon, and Peloton's newest permanent tread instructor, Mariana Fernandez. Next up, Chelsea Jackson Roberts taught a 30-minute jazz slow flow yoga class this past Monday, August 26th. Peloton Studios announced this class was Music Monday, and it's not yet clear if Music Monday will continue as some sort of series or class theme moving forward. Also this week, there were new scenic classes in Greece for the bike, tread, and row. And these just dropped on demand this past Wednesday, the 28th. And then lastly, there will be new seated adaptive HIIT cardio classes with Logan Aldrich. There was a 20-minute class that dropped straight to the on-demand library this past Thursday, the 29th. Logan has both seated adaptive and standing adaptive strength training programs. So far, the majority of them have been in the strength modality with just a couple 10-minute seated standing adaptive HIIT cardio classes from earlier this year. To give you a little background on those.
Nice. Yeah, I took that Chelsea Jackson Roberts jazz yoga
class. The slow flow jazz.
And I got to tell you, it was fantastic. I'm actually bummed that I never put it in as my pick of the week. I hope maybe somebody did. I haven't looked at what picks of the weeks are for this week.
What sort of jazz artist is she?
You know what? I'm not a big, I don't really know the artists, but just the music was cool. I love a slow flow. For me, I just tend to work better in a slow flow than kind of these faster paced classes. And I really enjoy working out with her. I got to say, I've been doing a lot more classes with her, and it's amazing to see. I didn't work out with her as much before she became a mom, but since she's become a mom, she just has an aura about her, which is just very welcoming, and really enjoying working out with her. So kind of wanted to throw that in there. All right. Well, Peloton Studios Instagram shared this week that the new strength training program for soccer with Erik Jaeger and Marcel Maurer has finally dropped. The 7-day program in both English and German is designed to boost one's strength, mobility, and agility to help in playing a game of football, or as us Americans call it, soccer. Members, and it was interesting though because they actually label it as soccer on the app. So I guess their member base is largely North America, between Canada and the States.
Don't say football.
So they football on there, which I did find amusing since it is really a football program. Members can find the classes in the programs section under Strength for Soccer. There are 7 classes to be taken over 6 days. Day 1 is a 5-minute intro, followed by a 30-minute full body strength class. Day 2 is a 15-minute full body mobility class. Day 3, you get a 20-minute agility for soccer class. It's recommended to kind of rest on the 4th day. And then it kind of goes back to day 5 with a 30-minute full body strength. Day 6, a 15-minute full body mobility. And then the program ends with day 7, a 20-minute agility class.
So these are all in German.
No, English and German. So Erik does them in English, and then Marcel Maurer does them in German. So you get both. So those are up on demand in the program section.
Well, this is a quickie one because we don't have a lot of detail on it because we're recording before this actually happened. But a new Kirra Michel meditation program is supposed to drop this past Friday. So it should already be out by the time if you're watching or listening to the show. Obviously, as soon as it comes out, we'll post about it in real time on all the Pelo Buddy social media channels.
Yeah, she spoke about it on social, actually. She dropped something on Wednesday evening, which was interesting because she had said that, which I did find interesting as a yoga instructor, she had said that she just could not wrap her head around meditation. She's just, pretty ADD and kind of all over the place. And it was something that for a long time, she had to really, really train herself to be able to sit and meditate. And she said now it is 100% part of her just daily routine is, she will get up in the morning and meditate. And she wanted to bring that to the platform, in this special kind of program that she's putting together. And I remember Ross saying the same thing. Ross said for ages that it was something, and after writing his book, Turning Inward, he explained in the book, we all do it. We don't realize we're doing it, but just, stopping for a minute and just taking a deep breath is meditating. It's giving yourself that opportunity to just kind of, refocus and restabilize. So I'm really excited as I've shared so many times on the show. I have become, I meditate every morning and definitely every night. And it definitely grounded me in a way that I was not used to before. So I'm really welcoming this new program too, and looking forward to seeing what she has to offer. So that'll be exciting to see. And we'll have more details for you in the coming week. All right. Well, DJ John Michael explained the reasoning that Peloton has fewer long form 45-minute plus classes, 45 minutes, plus on Peloton. Saying that the classes are less popular among members. So in a recent Instagram Ask Me Anything, he explained that Peloton's programming decisions are data-driven and that the most popular class duration is in fact 30 minutes, which is why this format dominates the on-demand library. Peloton tailors its offerings based on what members engage with most frequently. So if users want more long-form classes, they need to participate in and promote them more actively. So, we get excited when we see a 60-minute class on the platform, or like crazy Matt Wilpers offers a 90-minute or 2-hour, I think 120-minute once a quarter. He's doing those rides. If you love them, make sure you are, on them, doing them again and again, and then promoting them, whether it be via social and making sure that you're tagging Peloton Studios and One Peloton and Jen Carter. You'll see more of those on the platform. But I thought that was really interesting, that it is all based on, data that's put out there and data driven. And I think that's also kind of what we saw with those 10-minute classes that they, those stackable classes that they added. I think people just like having those. They became really popular, hence, them putting more and more of those out there.
Yeah, I remember Jen Sherman has mentioned a lot years ago how she would be in meetings with producers and she would be complaining about, why am I teaching all these short classes? Because she was more of a traditional 45-minute, 60-minute type instructor.
Teacher. Yeah.
And, they explained to her, the data supports that more people take the 30-minute or the shorter ride. So it was like, then she came to the realization, that's what people want. But I mean, a lot of folks, I love a good 45-minute class. Sometimes I just don't feel like it breaks the momentum when you have two 20-minute back-to-back, live classes, or you just get a 20-minute and then a 15-minute, you feel like I didn't get that full 45-minute total workout that you might want. But
I'll be honest,
it's a numbers
those
game.
2020s with that are live are a little frustrating because they have those 15 minutes in between or 10 minutes, but most of them have 15 minutes in between. And as you say, it's like, okay, so now what do I do for the next 15 minutes?
They used to be 15 minutes. Now it seems like they're all 10 minutes.
Oh, are they all 10 minutes now?
It's a lot shorter.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's good. I didn't
break
notice that.
Used to be longer, and I'm sure they got feedback about that. Because, you used to be able to squeeze in like a 10-minute arms in between classes, and now you can't. You could maybe squeeze in some sort of 5-minute stretch
5 minutes
cool
something.
down, but
got
10 minutes you would run into the next class when it's coming up.
Got it.
So.
All right.
All right. So we have a bike. So this is for folks in Australia only. So there is a bike giveaway contest currently going on. You can enter to win a Peloton Bike Plus. The contest it's ending very soon, 1 month away, September 30th, but it's only eligible to folks within Peloton Australia's delivery areas. And we have a link to it. It's on pelobuddy.com. If you want to enter, you just need your email address. Obviously, employees and family of employees aren't eligible, and there's some other terms and conditions in there. But it doesn't seem like if you're already a member, or maybe if you already have some other kind of Peloton equipment, that you wouldn't be eligible. So if you don't have a Peloton bike currently, you might be a Peloton member in Australia. Be sure to enter.
Nice. All right. And since it is Labor Day weekend, that you guys are listening to this, Peloton is offering a Labor Day sale with discounts on, interestingly enough, Peloton Tread Plus, and apparel, but no Bike Plus or Row. So that was kind of interesting to see. It's available until September the 9th. Discounts include up to $500 off on various Tread and Tread Plus packages. So definitely, use it to your advantage at this point. Additionally, Peloton is offering a 50% discount on most items in the apparel store, including some Lululemon items. So if you are in the market for some new stuff and you've been waiting because it's so damn expensive, now is an opportunity for you to go ahead and get your stuff in, purchase your stuff. And then a huge happy birthday to our beautiful yoga and now full-time Tread instructor, Mariana Fernandez, who celebrated her birthday this past Monday, the 26th. So from all of us here at Pelo Buddy, feliz cumpleaños, our sweet Mariana. And hope you had an amazing birthday. I guess next up, John, is Instructor in the News, and you kick it off with some exciting Instructor in the News info.
Yeah, so Emma Lovewell has just given birth to her first child. She had a baby girl with her fiance, Dave, and they named her Skylar. And Emma shared the news on social media this past week. She said baby girl Skylar finally arrived healthy and right on time at 42 weeks and 4 days. She went on to share how excited they were for their daughter's arrival. They said, "We're so in love with her and can't wait to create and can't believe we created a human. It blows my mind every day. Currently, I'm feeling grateful, exhausted, and excited for this new chapter in my life." And the post included a little photo of the overlapping hands of Emma, Dave, and their daughter. So I don't think we've seen an actual picture of the baby yet. Maybe those are being sold to people right now, and they're getting exclusivity.
Right.
But Emma first announced her pregnancy back in late February, and she's been off the live schedule in recent weeks. Her last live class that she taught was back on July 26.
Yeah. 42 weeks is a long time. I'm curious to see. She did not say how big the baby was, so I'm curious to see how big she was because that's interesting that they let her go so far. I guess she didn't want any inductions or anything. So we'll sure get more news, as you say. We'll see it in People next week as to what happened. But huge congratulations to Emma. So exciting. And I can't remember if we knew she was having a girl. Did we know she was having a girl? I don't remember
a gender. Yeah, I don't remember a gender reveal mentioned.
I don't either. We don't have
but
Chris
not that
on
I'm
this
like
week,
really
you know
paying
that he
close
will...
attention to the instructor baby related stuff.
But very exciting news. And then, to celebrate the last day of her 38th year, Mariana actually ran the Mexico City Marathon last Sunday. Huge congrats to her and fellow Peloton member Manhattan Adam, who made the journey with Mariana, Adam J., who ran with her in Mexico City. Heard it was a tough one.
Who would organize a marathon in Mexico City in August?
In August. And
that's the most hottest and humid time in Mexico.
Yeah. I mean, I chatted to Marianne in the week, and she said it was tough. She did get in under 4 hours. I can't remember exactly what it was, 3 hours 50 something. So she did make it in under 4 hours, but she said it was brutal. She said it was brutal. But that's where she grew up. So for her, it was something that was really important, that she went back and got to run, in the streets of where she grew up as a little girl. And there was so much familiarity. There was another member, a Mexico based member, I don't remember his name, that I believe ran as well. But yeah, it had to have been brutal. I don't know what the temperatures were, but really, really hot. Huge congrats to her, though. Huge congrats on completing. As we will now start seeing more and more of that, right? As marathon season starts to happen.
Yeah, Chicago's right around the corner.
I guess Chicago's right around. I was just going to say Chicago's right around the corner, but that's October, right? Yeah. I don't know what's the
it's almost time to head back to Chicago for Peloton on tour. That's not happening this year.
I know. Maybe we'll get something. Maybe we'll get something towards the end of the year.
Yeah. Well, and Peloton instructors Rebecca Kennedy and Hannah Corbin are featured in a new music video. Musical duo Sophie Tucker's video for their new single Woof. And the filming took place earlier this year. It looks like it was right in Manhattan. And Hannah and Rebecca are featured numerous times throughout the video, in some scenes by themselves, and in others with a large group of other backup dancers. It's funny because they're on the clips I've seen, they're on a flatbed truck, and the singer Sophie Tucker is on this really antiquated, I don't even know if you call it it's not really like a spin. It's like one of those bikes where the handles kind of go forward and backward as you pedal. I don't know if you call that a recumbent bike.
Oh yeah,
what really is it? Like old school, old fashioned, vintage. Yeah. But Hannah posted on Instagram a few behind the scenes photos of her and Rebecca, as well as some video from filming on the set of Woof. Woof featuring Kalo. It's a single from Sophie Tucker's third full-length album called Bread, which stands for Be Really Energetic and Dance, and it was released just recently, this past Friday, August 23rd. Earlier this year, Sophie Tucker did a listening session for the new album Bread at Peloton headquarters, where they also performed a flash mob.
Very exciting. It was so fun to see them on there. Of course, they were in their element, the two of them, right? I mean, Rebecca was no question, both of them, being dancers, they were so in their element. It was very cool to see. Really fun. All right. The incredible Bex Gentry. Wow. She was interviewed on ABC, offering advice for runners as she prepares for the Great World Race, which involves running 7 marathons on 7 continents in 7 days. She emphasizes the importance of maintaining a consistent pace, with her key advice being that forward is a pace. This approach encourages runners to focus on steady progress rather than speed, helping them stay motivated and avoid burnout during challenging races. Bex actually also took to social media this past week just being real and authentic, which I love about Bex, and just saying that, it's not easy. Every day is not easy. And she feels like, sometimes she feels like an awful mom, wife, partner, because she spends so much time out there running as she trains for this just incredible feat that she's doing. But you know what? She is incredible. And, this is a once in a lifetime adventure that she is going on, and she will be there for Tallulah, when she's done with it. But I take my hat off to her, and, I say, don't be so hard on yourself and don't listen to the outside noise. You just do you. And we're certainly very impressed with anybody that takes on these types of challenges. So huge shout out to Bex.
Good for her. Well, Susie Chan was recently interviewed on the Runna podcast. Some highlights from that one include her achievement of setting the 12-hour treadmill world record and completing all the world marathon majors. Also overcoming adversity, the challenges that Susie's faced, including her battle with cancer, which she was diagnosed with after collapsing at the Chicago Marathon. She gives some lessons for beginners. She gives advice for those just starting out, highlighting that everyone has to begin somewhere. She gives some tips and tricks from the hosts, Ben and Anya, on how to improve your running.
And if you haven't read Susie's book, Trails and Tribulations, read it. It is one of the most phenomenal books, and you'll learn stuff about Susie that you did not know. So I don't know how much she shares about it on the podcast. I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet. But another just absolutely, beast that's out there, and phenomenal human being. So huge shout out to Susie. Well, Ali Love, another these instructors really do. I do have to say, some of them have talents and abilities that are way exceed any expectation that I would ever have of myself. But Ali Love has launched a new partnership with Contigo, becoming the company's chief hydration officer. Ali collaborated with Contigo to create a limited edition line of water bottles that emphasize self-love, wellness, and positivity. The collection features 3 colorful designs with messages like love yourself and hydrate with love. These bottles are made from durable, BPA-free materials and incorporate Contigo's leak-proof technologies. The limited edition Contigo Ali Love collection will be available exclusively on Amazon starting in early September, with prices starting at about $18.99. I'm sure we will see them on the apparel store as well. So ditch those Stanleys and you're going to be buying Contigo. I mean, how many water bottles can we have? I'm trying to think what was before Stanley that everybody had. I know my girls use those and I can't think of what they're called. But
a while before Stanley, it was Yeti. Yeti was super.
Thank you. That's it.
That was more like 2015-ish.
Really? Was it that far back?
Yeah, I don't feel like I've seen
Yeti.
Much about Yeti in the last few years before Stanley. But I mean, they're still around and prevalent, I guess. I'm sure just like everyone else, like I'm so burnt out on instructor like brand partnerships, and like some of my favorite instructors, all they do in their stories now on Instagram is just post links to different products. And it's really? Like you get paid, more power to you. But this brand partnership, it makes total sense. And if there's one brand partnership with an instructor, it's this one because it's so on brand. So I applaud Ali on this one. I'm not hating on this one.
All right, we got John for its approval.
Some like Cody and like toaster strudels with like the shittiest sugar ingredients in. I was scratching my head at. And it was funny because he was cooking it in a Brava oven, which that's what he should be promoting, which is an incredible product, which Brava actually, we have one as well for cooking. It's like a little toaster oven. Anyway, moving on. So as I mentioned, we're excited for college football season. And with that, it means Jess Sims is now back on Saturday mornings with ESPN's College Game Day. So you can find her on the ESPN, channels on Saturday mornings. Normally it's from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern time, right before the college football games kick off, typically at noon on every Saturday here in North America. But shout out to the You Get To crew, because they are so dedicated with bringing their flag with the You Get To crew, name and logo prominently in the background, because College Game Day is all about the flags and signs throughout the show that fans hold in the background. But they were there. The flag was there prominently from Dublin to Ireland last weekend for the opening game of Georgia Tech and Florida State, which Georgia Tech upset at the very last seconds with a winning field goal. So this weekend, I'm not sure where they were yesterday on Saturday. I can't think of where they announced the opening game for this week one. But I love her on ESPN. She's like the perfect fit. I think this is like the third season that she's on now. And she just fits like a glove with the rest of the crew, and her interactions are she's just so fun on there.
Fantastic. Well, we'll be seeing less of her, I guess, live on the schedule.
Yeah.
But although, no, she moved Saturday 60s to
Saturday
Sunday,
60s on Sunday afternoons.
Yeah. So now maybe, so that actually helps there. All right. Well, rounding out our instructor in the news, whilst not an instructor, we know everybody wants to know what former CEO John Foley is saying. John opened up to New York Post Business about the rise and fall of Peloton, and his latest business venture, Ernesta, which is a direct-to-consumer custom rug company. Who he says experienced significant financial losses following Peloton's decline, is now focused on building Ernesta into a successful brand. Ernesta allows customers to customize rug patterns and sizes with products delivered within 2 weeks. Despite the challenges he faced with Peloton, John remains optimistic about Ernesta's potential, aiming for $500 million in free cash flow by 2030. He has no plans to take Ernesta public, citing distrust in public market valuations after his experience with Peloton. So,
have you looked at the rugs? Have you?
I have
priced
not.
out a rug? They're very expensive. I mean, they're nice. It's a high end rug.
Very high end rug. Yeah. No,
yeah.
I have not been in the market for a rug, so I have not looked out for those. All right. Well, let's go straight into picks of the week. Why don't you kick it off, John?
All right. So first up on the row, Bex Gentry's 15-minute classical row from August 22nd, Beast to a Z, said fun movie-themed playlist in this row. Oh, all right. Rebecca Kennedy's 20-minute upper body strength from August 22nd. Nikki J. Gold said great playlist and format. Really love this one, and we'll be coming back to it. And then Aditi Shah's 20-minute San Holo yoga flow from August 22nd. Gwen Gets To said great, well-balanced flow. I wasn't familiar with this musical artist, but I love the music and we'll be checking it out further.
Nice. All right. Susie Chan had a 60-minute rock run. That one was on the 24th of August. It came to us from my sweet friend Tracy C. and All Biz Lit. This class had such an amazing playlist with The Killers, Jet, Hold to name a few that you didn't even feel like you were running. So, awesome. So Hannah Frankson's 30-minute carnival celebration ride, also from the 24th. This one came to us from Spin Loving Mama, Boca Britt, and Ivan Sacco. High energy and lots of fun, epic ride. And then Olivia Mano had a 20-minute pop punk ride. Guess she's taking over from those Kendall rides. This one also came to us on the 24th. Ainsley R1313 chose it as their pick of the week and said amazing playlist in this one from Olivia.
All right. And next up, Christine Diercoles.
Diercole. I know. I never know how to pronounce it. We should by this stage.
CDs.
Maybe episode 200 we'll know.
30-minute soft rock ride from August 26th. Sarah Spins, Connecticut, said just a solid, fun classic playlist from Christine. You'll really love this one if you're of a certain age. Cliff Dwanger's 30-minute 90s hip-hop ride in German from August 26th. Krabby Cakes said had lots of great 90s hip-hop jams. And then Eric Yeager's 30-minute full-body strength for soccer, which was in English, from August 27th. Carl 88P said, great to see these English workouts from Eric. Really like this new soccer program.
Oh, nice, nice. So we have another one that came from this soccer program. Marcel Mara's 30-minute stability workout for soccer. This one, of course, is in German. It dropped, these classes all dropped on the 27th. They went on demand on the 27th. This one came to us from Trey K2. And they said, enjoyed this cross-functional programming. Rad Lopez's 20-minute core strength class, also from the 27th, came to us from Julie MJ. And they said, great programming and music, solid workout too.
I did that one live. I'm still sore.
Did you? And you really?
I mean, core.
I know.
It gives you those, those like muscle spasms, and some of those moves.
And 20 minutes. I must be honest, I've never done a 20-minute core workout. My max
20
is
minutes
10
flies
minutes.
by in strength for the most part. Yeah, 20 minutes.
Yeah, but core,
pretty quick.
All core is hard. I find core very hard. I typically
he mixed it up. It was a lot of different movements that are sort of core adjacent. It felt like
nice. All right. Well, rounding out the picks of the week was Leanne Hainsby Oldes's 30-minute groove ride, also from the 27th. This one came to us from Daisy Mack and Hannah Luterek, and they said a great challenge and lots of great choreography in it too. Choreography. There's that accent coming
Just
out.
Say choreo.
What did I say? Choreo. Yeah. So as we didn't have a very full live schedule, there wasn't much on there. I am sorry that I didn't throw in Maddie's 30-minute glutes and legs, because that was an awesome strength workout. I neglected to give Chris that one, but I will
I'm missing my walk and talk.
I know.
Is there one on the schedule?
Fridays.
Oh, now it's going to Fridays, the new schedule?
They're going to Fridays, 9 a.m. on Fridays. Really excited about that.
Nice.
And they will have members in studio. So that will be really fun.
Well, I guess if we're going to record on Friday mornings, it'll be after that one.
It will have to be after that one, because I will not miss my Maddie walk and talks. So Maddie's moving to Friday, which is really fun, and I will be in their birthday weekend. So I'm excited about that.
I'll take that over a Tuesday.
Me too.
Time slot. Yeah,
definitely. All right, folks. Well, I guess we managed to get that into you pretty quickly this weekend. There wasn't a ton. We'll put it out there. Not sure if we are going to be able to get you a show next week, because our phenomenal producer's wife, Annika Zayn, is competing in the Paris Paralympics, and Chris will be out in Paris for the next 10 days cheering his wife on. We've had Annika actually on the show before, but she is a
in the early
world
days
champion and gold medalist cyclist. So hand bike cyclist. So Chris will be out there. We may be able to get something together, but if not, we apologize in advance. We will keep you posted next week as to whether or not we'll be able to get a show out there for you. But if not, we'll have lots to report the week after. But yeah, from me here in very hot and humid Maryland, thank you as always for tuning in, listening. It was a nice quick one. So for those of you, hopefully you got it just on your one-way commute and didn't have to listen to us there and back. And for those watching, the tea didn't get cold, right, Tony Sinkinson? You were able to drink a hot cup of tea in the entire show.
There you go.
We hope Tony's still watching or listening to our show.
Oh, Cinco?
Oh, Cinco. I miss Tony. Hope he's recovering well from his back surgery. All right, John, anything for you to add? But for me, thanks as always, folks.
Well, for me here in Michigan, thank you for tuning in, watching, and listening. And as always, we will see you on the leaderboard. Bye for now.
Thank you for watching Pelo Buddy TV, your source for everything Peloton, by the community, for the community. Work out with us using the Pelo Buddy TV leaderboard tag and find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Pelo Buddy. Don't forget that we have a podcast available so that you can listen to us while on the move. Just search for Pelo Buddy TV on any major platform and hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode.